making it to the merge was a huge milestone for me. And then, of course, getting on the jury is what every Survivor fan dreams of doing. And to me, I'm taking it like a really big responsibility because I respect the game so much. And I have watched for years and years how jury members have reacted and how they've asked questions and how they come off, you know, when they ask those questions. So for me, I count it a huge privilege and a big responsibility to have the power now to have a say in who wins the money for this game. For me personally, it just is like closing the book on this epic adventure that I was blessed enough to participate in. I get to have a say in who I think played the best game. And whether other people vote with me or not doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I get to write down the person that I felt like played the best game. And to me, it's a good closing chapter for coming out here, for playing the game with all that I had. And then I just feel like I can leave here knowing I did the best I could and I got to reward someone that I felt like played the best game. For me, my criteria is the person that played the most strategic game. And with that, I mean in a combination of areas. You know, to me, the game isn't won just by a person that wins physical challenges. The game isn't won just by a person that's good socially. I think it totally takes the right combination of physical, strategic, and a social game. So even if the person that I think should win voted me out, I don't care because I think they played the best game. So I'm trying to put all three of those together. And from the beginning of watching Survivor, I've always tried to, you know, keep in mind it is outwit, outlast, and outplay, period, whether I got voted out or not. So that's going to be my criteria going in tonight. I am 100% locked in. Only because I was able to stay in the game, you know, to day 35, so I didn't see the end, but I saw patterns. I saw what all three of those players were doing, and none of them, to my knowledge, changed their game plan within the last few votes. So I was all along watching. You know, you're always watching, obviously, because you have to be a step ahead of everybody. And I didn't like how two people played the game, and I liked how one person did. And the last two votes, I was, you know, secretly pulling for that person to make it to the finale because I did feel like they played a good game. If I was going to vote for Ken, it would be because he pulled off one huge last-minute vote that put him into the finale, which to me showed me that he finally woke up and played the game. You know, from the beginning, it was like, Ken, you know, you'd want to talk to him. He'd just talk about food and fishing and building a shelter, and it was like, come on, you know. So if I was going to vote for Ken, it would be because he made the one move at the right time that put him in the finale. Ken won the last immunity challenge and voted out David. And what was interesting about that is Ken's, you know, claim to fame, so to speak, is his loyalty and integrity. And even at Tribal Council, David was like 100% confident that Ken was going to take him to the end. And I give hats off to him for making the hard choice and not bringing David to the end. You know, I feel like, for me at least, I tried to remember this entire game. I came here for my family. I don't know any of you. I've known you for 30 days, and I'm not picking you over my family. And I feel like he took that step last night for his daughter. If I was going to vote for Adam, I would do it because Adam was really good about collaborating and bringing people together from two different alliances without them knowing it. And Adam was working behind the scenes a lot when people didn't realize it. We had a lot of secret meetings with Adam at the well, and I'm sure we're not the only ones. So he was bringing information from both different alliances, putting together and really dictating who he thought should go out of the game. And no one really realized it. I mean, I would say right after the merge, he had a target on his back. And I actually went against part of my alliance and kept him in the game. Dang it. But I feel like he really was working both sides, and people didn't realize it. And to me, that's a good player. Hannah had an ability to get herself with the right people at the right time, which got her to the end of the game. She, you know, was a flipper, and sometimes you go like, flippers never win. However, she is sitting in the final three, and she is sitting there because she flipped at the right time with the right people. Hannah can't say anything to convince me to give her the vote. You know, she gets second place. I'm happy for her. You know, she's a young girl who nobody thought would get this far, and I think you do have to give her some props for that.